Well, hello, it's great to be here with you again. We enter the month of July with the theme Pulled by Vision. It is also the weekend of our Independence Day, which is about freedom. So the title today that I am providing is Pulled by Vision and Freedom. Freedom as a country and as a people, but not all people feel free. There are people who believe our country is not a country of freedom as it used to be because of rules, taxes, class, and racial abuse. And there are people who feel they're not free because of limitations in their own lives. The progression of this description is the macro to the micro. And through this talk today, it is my goal to move you through the cycle in progress from the micro to the macro. The full title that was suggested for today is Pulled by Vision, We Hold These Truths. Pulled by vision, we hold these truths. Now, where have I heard this phrase before? We hold these truths. Well, something really important. Our Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths is not a phrase that comes across our daily lives for most people, but there's another place that this phrase rings true, and that is, it's a phrase that brings me right to our own Science of Mind Declaration of Principles, What We Believe, written by Ernest Holmes in 1927, and the core concepts, which are the truths we hold in the Science of Mind philosophy. Now, I'm going to go back and forth a bit because the Declaration of Independence and even our own Declaration of Principles kind of intertwine a little bit. Let me read the beginning of the Declaration of Independence to the point that I want to emphasize. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them to another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitled them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unalienable, another word that doesn't cross our path on a regular basis. It means that something is unable to be taken away or given away. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our unalienable rights, life energy, freedom, and discovering our happiness. A quote by Lynne. There are only two kinds of freedom in the world, the freedom of the rich and powerful, and the freedom of the artist and the monk who renounces possessions. The artist and the monk have a freedom that money cannot buy. They have an awareness of the direct connection of the life force of the Creator, and they are daily discovering more of their freedom and happiness through their free will choice of their life path. And this connection gives them inspiration for their happiness and creativity that contributes to their sense of freedom. Now, I'm certainly not saying that we must renounce all of our possessions, but what is true is that we are each already on a path that can be enhanced by staying aware of our connection to the life force and principles of spirit and be open to the discoveries of our happiness and freedom. I've chosen a few of the Declaration principles that I feel resonate with today's message. First, we believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in humankind and that all people are incarnations of the one Spirit, which really is saying that we are equal, we are one. Next, we believe in the ultimate goal of life to be a complete freedom from all discord of every nature and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. And last, we believe in our own soul, our own spirit, our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God. I believe these four principles together tell us the story that God, which is wholeness, love, fullness, joy, involution, and evolution, the all, moves us and moves through us to the level that we each can accept it, receive it, and express it. The first sentence of the Declaration of Independence has multiple ideas in it. So I'm going to take it apart into 3 sections. First, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them together, and here it's the expression that the people are ready to shift, evolve, and grow. They see themselves as God sees them. It's the second portion. And to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. And here each person is an individuation of God and equal to all that God has made. And last, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. So it's saying that it's okay to speak up, it's good, and declare your God expression of life, which is freedom. From the Science of Mind, Chapter 1, The Thing Itself. The road to freedom lies not through mysteries of occult performances, but through the intelligent use of nature's forces and laws. The divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not God ordained. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. All instinctively feel this. The truth points to freedom under law. Thus, the inherent nature of man is forever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom. Now let's move into vision, being pulled by our vision. What is vision? My definition of vision is inspiration from the God self, beckoning us to a higher level of our dreams, ourselves, something we choose to accomplish, to invent or paint or becoming a better, more expanded version, wiser of ourselves. When we have a vision for our lives, pathways and doors open up energetically for us. And when we step into that through those doors that are open, even the slightest yes, there's a host of guides and support around us that are happy for us, because when we say yes, things open and there's a shift. Things happen big and small. And the universe conspires to support the vision, because remember, when we expand the space around us, and even then the universe expands in positive energy even a little bit. Our task is to stay with it and not doubt ourselves. Keep your eye on the ball, so to speak. Keep your eye on the vision. Continue to allow yourself to feel that pull of the growth of the vision. Allow it to continue to grow and expand with you in the vision. In the Science of Mind quote I mentioned above, that God's divine plan for man for life is freedom, and that freedom is the birthright of every living soul, then it follows that how we fashion our daily lives would be a continuum of thought, mental equivalence, activity, and inspiration, things that support us to feel that freedom in our lives. Having a vision allows us to feel free. We're not stagnant or contained. We are energetically always moving out, moving forward, moving up. Then physically that path forms and we are on it. Just talking about it moves me. Yeah. Dr. Holmes also states that the law of life reacts to our spiritual or material concepts and builds and rebuilds according to beliefs and faith. When we learn to trust the universe, we shall be happy and prosperous. So what does that mean exactly? Hold strong to your dream and your vision, even if you have to tweak it here and there along the way. That's okay. You create the mental equivalent with the vision, and together the universe brings everything together in God's time. This center here has a vision. The Tulsa Center for Spiritual Living has a consciousness of its own that has a vision to grow and expand, to share the information that the Science of Mind philosophy, what it has done so much for good for people who use it. This center has a vision to be a loving community of support, joy, friendship, fellowship, stewardship, and teaching. I vision almost every day now for this center, because I want to know what God's highest vision is for this center, and how can I be a part of that? What can I do individually and as a part of the speaker's rotation? So I am pulled by vision, a vision for my life, my personal growth, And as to be a better person, I'm pulled by vision for my marriage and my family. I'm pulled by vision for my growth as a minister whose service is to the all. Being pulled and feeling the pull is not something we have to go looking for outside of ourselves. There's an innate energy of forward growth within every person. Now, there's possibly a person right now thinking, well, easy for you. My life is trashed. I'm stuck where I am. And anything different is a pipe dream. There's no way out for me. Well, I've been in that kind of place before. My friend Carol, that I spoke about a few weeks ago, was in that place. Maybe that person hears something today that ignites a spark in a new way, somewhere deep inside of them. Not just the dream, but to also add desire and a different kind of feeling to move forward. And asking Spirit for guidance and assistance to light the way. Don't ask how. I've been taught sometimes not even to ask for the help, but to ask for assistance because that's God working through you. That's movement. Let God, Spirit, the Creator, be a part of your active vision within, pulling you in a new direction. See yourself in the vision, allowing God to put that active energy there within you. And then you are being pulled by the vision itself and freedom. Rosebeth Moss Cantor is a business professor at Harvard, and she states that a vision is not just a picture of what it could be, it's an appeal to our better selves, a call to something more, to become something more. At the beginning of this talk, I described what might be seen as a lack of freedom in our country and working down to the personal level, relating from the macro and to the micro. And there's a relation to our teaching symbol in that. So here we are at the bottom of the V, the bottom of the teaching symbol, that micro portion. We started at the top, God's divine plan for freedom that expands, and we move down the path through the middle section of the teaching symbol. And it is those things in life, dealing with life, that mold us to contain us into a particular picture. And that description I started with then filters down to the very bottom of the V, and that person who feels stuck and there's no way out of their situation. But in that very place, in that lowest point, the spark can be ignited. That's the upward turn. It starts small, even if it's just a look, an image of possibility, and then the prayer. God, assist me in changing my life for better and for good so that I can heal and create a life that feels like freedom. I choose to meet people and be in places that support my journey. I am grateful for every step along the way. So you know what happens now. That person moves back up the teaching symbol into that middle section with a renewed vision and positive outlook and spiritual practices that support keeping the eye on the vision. Now, what has become my mantra now for the last couple times I've spoken is that when a single person heals and evolves, they help to shift people around them and the field of life becomes bigger. So by the time that person reaches the top of the V again, their view of the vision is so much bigger and they've reached a place of wholeness supported by others. As that person has supported others coming up beneath them, it's the micro to the macro and has come full circle. In my conclusion, my message is that no one is a single entity. We are individuations of God and we work as a whole, as one. From Pierre Teilhard Desjardins. There is almost a sensual longing for communion with others who have a large vision. The immense fulfillment of the friendship between those engaged in furthering the evolution of consciousness has a quality impossible to describe. So what if the vision is peace, healing, and wholeness for a person, for a country, and it evolves into having a good life, freedom, safety, and joy for all? Our declaration of principles comes back. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God. Here, heaven is right here within, all around, and we experience it to the level that we understand it. And our declaration of independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When your vibration and your essence is freedom and peace, the world around you feels it. You become an example of that, and you change the world for good. One breath at a time. Yeah. When you believe it, you see it. Wayne Dyer wrote a great book of that title. You help to heal the world and bring people together. It starts within, nowhere else. It starts within, nowhere else. The world right now is healing. Your news stations may not want you to show that. They don't want to show that to you, but it is healing. Know it and believe it. Thank you.